all together.
What's going on, Senate Daisies? I am Andrew Flash Gordon, and I'm joined by my co-host, Katrina. How's it going?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And we are here to react to the very final part of Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. I know I mispronounced that again. ZNMD. I'm sorry, guys. Told you I would promise not to pronounce it again. My apologies. Sometimes I can't help myself. Anyways, we hope you are enjoying our reaction. If for some reason you have missed parts 1 and 2, they are up on the channel already. Why don't you go ahead and check those out and come on back to this part. And if you are watching on YouTube, you will get a cut down version of our reaction, as we can only show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture of the film. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us without any cuts or interruptions, please head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/jabikue or become a member of this channel. You will get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own copy of the film so you can sync up with us. But don't worry, we make it really easy for you. For those of you watching on Patreon or memberships already, we thank you so much for your kindness and support. You guys are truly the best. And for those of you watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and smash the like button so you can let YouTube know you are enjoying what you're watching. You ready to watch the final part?
Let's do it.
Part 3, commence.
याद है जब टीवी पे सिर्फ दूरदर्शन आता था?
पॉइंट क्या है
कि पिक्चर के पहले एक एनिमेशन आता था। ट्यून याद है? ये हॉलिडे हमारी नसीब में लिखी हुई थी। You, me and asshole.
Nah.
Also लैला यार। उसे भी मिलना तो था ही।
You are in love, my boy.
No यार। Shut up, man. No, man. You are in love. ये पल हमारा यहाँ होना सब लिखा हुआ है।
Please, लिखा हुआ है कहना बंद कर, मैं तेरे पाँव पे।
You know, ये भी लिखा हुआ है।
Oh, are they gonna pull a prank? He's not gonna fall for it. Oh, maybe he is.
What the hell, guys? Parece gracioso. See?
See, that's what I said. Be careful who you pull the prank on.
दोनों के मोबाइल्स ऑफ है।
What?
Yep.
नूरिया का भी?
हाँ यार, उसका भी हम शॉक। जब उसे मालूम था कि हम जेल जाने वाले हैं, तो फोन तो ऑन रखती।
उसको बोल मुझे कॉल करना है।
To his dad.
किसे फोन करना?
सलमान हबीब।
अच्छा,
वो हमारे बेल क्यों देने आएगा?
Because he's my father.
किसी इसको फोन कर, सब पागल हो गए।
He's my father.
हाँ?
मैं उसका बेटा।
I knew it. Vader is his father.
Hello, may I speak with Mr. Salman Habib, please?
Yes.
Sir, मेरा नाम इमरान है। राहिला का बेटा हूँ।
Oh, his hand is shaking. Poor thing.
मैं पहले क्यों नहीं बताया?
हिल गया था यार। मैं क्या बताता? अब्बू's not my father.
वो तुझसे बहुत प्यार करते थे इमरान।
He was your father, though.
स्पोर्ट्स डे हो या पेरेंट्स डे हो, हमारे फादर्स आए या ना आए, अब्बू हमेशा आते थे।
How sad to find out after he passed away, though, right? So we could never have like a conversation with him about it.
Yeah.
Hi. इमरान।
I'm Salman.
ये मेरे दोस्त हैं अर्जुन और कबीर।
Hello.
Thank you.
काफी hangover लग रहे हैं आप भी।
And we're talking about the hangover. It's funny.
Wow, this is beautiful. It's really nice.
He's quite the artist.
It's absolute rubbish. कोई भी बना सकता है इस तरह की पेंटिंग। हमारे पास में एक साहब रहते हैं।
I mean, I can draw a smiley face, but yeah, if he says I can do that, then I guess I can.
तो आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं इस एरिया में?
Sky diving.
Really?
Yeah.
इन्हें प्लेन से कूद के सीधे जेल में पहुंचे उस दिन?
Ah.
काम क्या करते हैं?
Well, I'm a financial broker.
And you?
मेरी फैमिली का कंस्ट्रक्शन बिजनेस है।
कोई बात नहीं, गलती हर एक से हो जाती है।
एडवर्टाइजिंग में कॉपीराइटर।
एडवर्टाइजिंग में तो जो लिखते हैं वो दूसरों के लिए, अपने लिए भी कुछ लिखते हो।
सर?
सलमान।
या हम बाहर वेट करते हैं।
आप अकेले रहते हैं?
वाइफ है, बट शी इज अवे, पेरिस गई थी।
और आपके
बच्चे?
Just you.
तुम्हारे बारे में कई दफा सोचा मैंने, पर ये नहीं समझ पाया कभी भी कि जब तुमसे मिलूंगा तो कहूंगा क्या।
सच कही।
मैं 25 साल का था, राहिला शायद मुझसे 1-2 साल छोटी थी। उस उम्र में किसको ख्याल आता है कल का? रायला ने मुझे बताया कि शी इज एक्सपेक्टिंग अ बेबी. मैं उस जिम्मेदारी के लिए तैयार नहीं था.
तो बस सब छोड़कर चले.
एक नजरिए से देखा जाए तो हाँ.
मुझे आपके बारे में पिछले साल पता चला. आप इतने बरसों से जानते थे कि मैं हूं, कि आपने कभी मुझसे मिलना नहीं चाहा.
मैंने सोचा यही बेहतर है.
Wow. That hurt me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, इमरान. कुछ कर सकता हूँ मैं तुम्हारे लिए.
सॉरी तब कहिएगा जो प्यास निकले, प्लीज.
I think that's why his mother didn't want him meeting him.
It's odd too because
जब जब दर्द का बादल छाया, जब गम का साया लहराया, जब आंसू पलकों तक आया, हमने दिल को ये समझाया, दिल आखिर तू क्यों रोता है? दुनिया में यूं ही होता है. ये जो गहरे सन्नाटे हैं, वक्त ने सबको ही बांटे हैं. आग तेरी बेकार ही नम है, हर पल एक नया मौसम है. क्यों तू ऐसे पल खोता है? दिल आखिर तू क्यों रोता है?
I think निकलना चाहिए.
अर्जुन,
I'm sorry.
really sorry.
Thousands of times he probably apologized. This time he really meant it.
See you later.
That was a nice moment. Were you gonna say something earlier? You said that it's odd.
yeah, I just think it's odd because we always think, and I might get some heat for this. We always think that the dad that isn't there is a bad person, and that was very cold the way that he delivered it. But not everyone wants to have kids, so I mean that's why it's important to have a conversation prior to getting close to someone.
Yeah.
But as a kid, as a child of someone, it has to be so hard to hear like,
Of course.
no, I just never wanted kids, because it's not personal. It's not that he didn't want that person. He just didn't want to have a child.
Yeah, wanted to do other things in
Yeah.
life.
तुम कितने दूर हो मुझसे. You love me, right? कबीर, just come home. यहाँ मैं हूँ, तुम्हारी family, तुम्हारे दोस्त हैं.
मेरे दोस्त मेरे साथ हैं.
They have an interesting relationship, the dynamics between Kabir and Natasha. Is this a flash? Yeah, it's a flashback.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Didn't we see him propose to her at the I'm so
The best birthday gift ever. I love you, sir. Now you have to call me mama.
Was he showing her a ring that he got his mom?
that's my assumption, but I think that's what he was doing, because he does not look like a man who just proposed. We saw the proposal at the beginning too.
Yeah.
ये अंदर क्या हुआ?
What do you mean?
I mean, ये ring मैं अपनी mom के लिए लाया था.
You opened up a box and showed, you didn't say this is for my mom. He's really been miscommunicating a lot too, in her defense.
तो तुम मुझसे शादी नहीं करना चाहते?
मैंने शादी के बारे में सोचा भी नहीं है.
Oh my God.
I really love you, Kabir. और मैं नहीं चाहती कि तुम.
No, sweetie, don't cry.
Not now.
That's interesting how they're non-linear telling us from the first scene.
तुम इस relationship के बारे में serious हो या नहीं?
That is interesting.
Will you marry me?
So now he feels like he was forced into the marriage a little bit, rather than a genuine. But again, his communication was just not very good. Just, babe, look what I got, mom. As opposed to, I thought he was proposing to her.
I mean, of course. It's also a bit of a red flag on her part that her first reaction was to show it to someone rather than.
Yeah. But if he does not end up with Natasha, I would he really needs to work on his communication skills in his next relationship.
Oh my God. Farhan का phone आया था, and he begged me to come. So I think.
सबसे अच्छा दोस्त है.
Finally, Imran's being a great friend.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm glad you're glad.
Is it
Hello, मेरे तो प्रेम के तो पंछीज.
That was very sweet of Imran to do. Very sweet, especially what he did 4 years before. So that was nice to do.
ये सब क्या हो रहा है?
Oh my God. Oh boy. Jeez.
यही करने आए हो ना यहाँ?
मुझे लगा ये हमारे ट्रिप का आखिरी एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए।
ये हमारी जिंदगी का आखिरी एक्सपीरियंस हो सकता है।
Stop it यार जो। चलो कुछ करो।
I would not. I'm watching. I'm not running in front of bulls or whatever those are.
Imran, it's really dangerous, you know.
हाँ, वो बुल्स हमारी जान ले सकते
dude.
हैं। All right?
अपने अंदर छुपे डर को मिटाना चाहता हूँ। तो ये रहा हम सबका सबसे बड़ा डर। मौत। Let's
Okay,
face
but-
it.
I know, but
क्योंकि इस डर के आगे जीत है।
I thought that's what the jumping of the plane was.
That's what I thought the deep dive.
Diving,
Yeah.
jumping of the plane, meeting your father. And I mean, I know that doesn't compare to death and all, but
And I was like, is diving a sport?
yeah. I just meant like facing your
Yeah.
fears, but like this is on another level, like running in front of bulls.
Nuria ne bheja.
Oh,
स्पेनिश में
Love has no language.
सत्यवाच।
I think you should buy her something.
गाइस शॉपिंग चले।
you should buy her a purse, and not like the one he was so in love with.
I'm fine.
ये तो टेस्ट के बाद ही पता चलेगा।
Test.
What do you say, Dr. Fraud? खेलें?
Bring it on.
Natasha.
काम,
Lisa.
सेक्स,
I like.
दोस्त,
Tu?
शादी।
A family.
That was a hesitation. Should he have said Natasha?
शादी पे तो थोड़ा हिचकिचा।
इन बेकार बातों के लिए मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है. Okay. See you later. Bye. Look, I'm sorry मुझे गुस्सा आ गया, okay?
पर ऐसा नहीं है कि नताशा और तेरी कोई अरेंज मैरिज हो रही है।
हाँ, मगर ये वो नहीं है जिसे मैं मिला था. She's changed. She's become possessive.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
हम जानते हैं कि नताशा is a great girl और ये भी पता है कि तू उसे चाहता है। And of course you don't want to hurt her. But पूछ अपने आप से क्या तुझे 100% ये शादी करनी है?
हाँ, पर मैं कमिट कर चुका हूँ यार.
अरे यार तो हो गई गलती, कोई जेल नहीं भेज देगा यार तुझे।
ये तुम लोग समझ नहीं पाओगे.
Leila,
Why are you shouting?
why are you so far?
मेरी मुलाकात हुई सलमान से। आज मेरी समझ में आया कि अब्बू और आपने मुझसे ये बात क्यों छुपाई। I'm sorry अब्बू।
I like that he acknowledged his stepdad is his dad.
Okay guys, ये कह रहे हैं कि फर्स्ट रॉकेट का मतलब बुल्स के लिए दरवाजा खुल चुका है। सेकंड रॉकेट मतलब बुल्स हमारी तरफ दौड़ रहे हैं। हमें सेकंड रॉकेट के बाद भागना है। सुन परमीन, हमारी रक्षा करना।
Seriously, I'd be praying like crazy for this as well.
This is scary.
Yeah. I'm very curious what the death rate is like truly in this in real life.
Yeah.
अगर मैं जिंदा रहा तो
I didn't know that they did this in large crowds. I know that that some people like sit around and they watch El Torero
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
अगर मैं जिंदा रहा तो मैं लैला के साथ मोरक्को जाऊंगा। ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्या होगा? मुझे जॉब से निकालेंगे।
Do it.
Yeah.
Who cares, man? I'll be with her and I'll live.
There you go.
अगर मैं जिंदा रहा तो मैं लंदन जाकर नताशा को कहूँगा कि
Oh my God.
Come on, Kabir!
I'm sorry पर मैं ये शादी नहीं कर सकता.
Not often do you see guys go on a bachelor trip and say congratulations for not getting married. But in this instance, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm all for the thrill of things, but this is not a game I want to enter.
Me neither. I also just find it super disrespectful to the animals.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, goodness. Oh
The
no.
thing too is it seems like if one falls, potentially they all could.
I feel like with the music and the slow-mo, I'm watching a Michael Bay film.
जो अपनी आंखों में हैरानियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो तुम। दिलों में तुम अपनी बेताबियां लेके चल रहे हो तो जिंदा हो तुम।
Good message. Oh, so he is getting married?
I feel like it's probably gonna be like it's been years.
Oh. Or maybe they had a good heart-to-heart talk and have an understanding now of what they want out of each
Yeah.
other in terms of the relationship, is my guess, because they made a big deal about it. I'm going to tell her I'm going to London and not marrying you. So they are getting me. Oh, it's Arjun and Lila. Okay, awesome. So I assume he's married to Natasha if he's there with her, unless she's there as a friend, but I got to assume they're married. I wish we would have got their bachelor trip now for Arjun, but I assume they already had that trip they already had was...
Oh, they're with different people.
Oh, they are? Okay.
But they're still friends.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
That's healthy.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm glad they clarified it with that shot because I was a little confused. All right. What'd you think of ZNMD?
I loved it. There's not a thing that I can point out that I didn't like about it.
I mean, first of all, I love the dynamic between the main three characters. They had a really special bond between them. You could really feel the dynamic and the history. They had some great interactions. I really love the casting of the three. I really feel like they just played off each other really well in terms of their interactions, their chemistry, and again, just feeling that history between the three of them. I think one of the biggest things I loved about this movie, at least the theme and the message it was trying to get across, is just living life in the moment, like being like feeling free and being yourself, you know, the soul searching that we go through to really feel that way and not feel like we're living in a box, like a prisoner of the moment type of thing. So, and I thought this film really executed on that and delivered it really beautifully. And again, I just thought that each character like went through a journey. I mean, obviously I thought, you know, Hrithik Roshan, the one that you were thought was a good-looking stud.
I never said that.
No, it's understandable. He's a very good-looking man, and I loved his performance in this film. But again, I loved the arcs that we got for all three characters. You know, from Arjun, like he's this guy who he works this corporate job, and that's literally just consumed his entire life, and he doesn't have time for relationships, doesn't have time for friends. Obviously, we can understand at the beginning why he's kind of closed him, even though he lives in London and they live in, I believe it was Delhi. We can understand why he's very closed off in terms of his relationship with Imran after what happened 4 years ago in terms of, you know, he cheated on his, had an affair with his girlfriend rather. So, but how Lila was able to like, and his friends too, just really able to get him out of his shell. And again, I just really loved the journeys that we went through with these characters. And then Kabir with his relationship with Natasha, just felt he was in a forced marriage, and Imran with his father. It's just none of them felt like they were living life. And it took this journey and, you know, together.
Yeah.
And they got to like really expand in terms of their being fleshed out as characters, and now they're living life. Yeah. And I just thought the movie just really executed really well on that.
Yeah, it just felt like it was a whole weight lifted off of all their shoulders. Like, this guy is so scared of this commitment that he's about to make. Another one is terrified of meeting his father, but also really wants to. And I think even that breakup, or even meeting his dad and it not being what they wanted, it's still like, it gives them closure and it allows them to move on. So...
Yeah. No, and I think you also made a really good point. I know you said I might get roasted for this, and I will say that from, you know, not everyone wants to be a parent. It's not for everyone. And it's not that he's rejecting of this guy's life. It's just I'm rejecting of the fact that I'm a father. I don't want to be a father. You might be a great person. You know, you might do some amazing things in this world. I don't want to be a father. Yeah. It's not you. Yeah. It's more of a me thing.
Exactly.
And I can understand where you're coming from. I would say on his part, like maybe in your next lifetime, just be a little more responsible when you're, you know, having a relationship with a woman. You can't make kids when you're doing certain things. Yeah. But again, from the perspective you were coming from, I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not saying I disagree. I would just say just try to be more responsible. Right. But again,
because if it happens, you have to take accountability.
Yeah, of course. And again, I totally get where Salman was coming from, and I get where you were coming from, and I don't disagree. I mean, parenting is not for everyone. It's a full-time commitment, and you know, other people want to do things with their life that don't, you know, factor into what it takes to be a parent. It's a full-time job. Yeah. So, you know, for life basically. So, but I gotta say too, I loved the locations that we got in Spain. I mean, this was such a beautifully shot film, just from the cinematography perspective, but also the different locations, because they could have easily just said, you know, we're gonna just stick in one location in Spain here, which I still would have been okay with. But they went to so many different cool places. I mean, I loved all the place. I mean, when I one day hopefully get to go to Spain, I'm going to rewatch this movie and go, okay, I want to go there. You know what? I want to go everywhere that they went in this movie because there were just so many great places they went.
It felt like the longest bachelor trip ever, though.
Yeah.
Which was, I mean, great for them, but I'm like, how did you get to do all these things?
Yeah, great for them, entertaining for us.
Right. I want to be able to do that one day.
Yeah, no, that, I mean, if I ever get married one day, that's definitely going to be in the consideration for a bachelor trip, is going to spend like, forget Vegas. Everyone does Vegas, especially being from LA. Yeah, everyone does Vegas. Let's go to Spain. Let's do something more fun than the norm.
Just please make sure that you either set the boundaries with your guy friends that there's no girls involved at all, or then your fiance can also be included.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And again,
one or the other.
I really liked Kabir's character. He's a really nice guy. He's ambitious. He goes for his dreams. I just really thought he was real. And again, there's lessons to be learned in life. He's really bad at communication. Like,
oh my God.
The whole thing with the ring. And again, I remember the scene at the beginning, and just from the moment when he showed her the ring and didn't say, hey, babe, this is for my mother. What do you think? He just showed her a ring in a box. It's like, what conclusion did you think she was going to come to? And then when Lila was in the room and he was just say, hey, babe, just letting you know before she even says anything. We met this woman. She is our diving instructor. Yeah. And she came up here with Arjun. And just letting you know, if you hear her in the back, that's who it is. I'm just letting you know. I want to be fully transparent here. Like, there was just no communication. And maybe it was the reason why he was bad at, and I'm not making an excuse for him, but maybe the reason he was so bad at communication, he was so engulfed in the idea, like, why am I marrying this woman? And he couldn't think. But again, from that perspective, you can also go, well, the whole thing with the ring, that was before he even proposed. So it's not an excuse.
But it seemed innocent to me. I almost think that as a woman, if a guy were like, just so you know, there's a woman that may like join me in the bed right now, but it doesn't mean anything. I'm like, that's weirder than that sounds a little more like you're trying to hide something than just being like, oh my God, I have the tea for you. Like, this guy met this girl, like, we're trying to make it happen for him. Like, why wasn't that part of the conversation?
That I fully agree with you. I mean, if again, there's one thing about communicating, just letting you know, hey, this woman came up with Arjun and Imran. She's here. We're just gonna have some drinks with her. Just letting you know. But then when she jumps on, even though she's just saying hi, jumping onto the bed, that's like, we're going a little into the interesting territories here of bad optics. Yeah. So I gotta also say too, the actress who played Lila, I thought she did a fantastic job, and I thought she just encapsulated just such a character that just did such a good. And again, I give full credit to Kabir and Imran and helping like Arjun find his way in terms of living life and not being consumed by work and all that. But I feel like Lila really did the most, for Arjun's character in terms of just getting him out of that shell and like stop living in the box, living in the moment, like being free, not a prisoner. But they had, again, some electric on-screen chemistry, and I really dug all the interactions with them. Also, too, I really appreciated, in terms of their romance, they did not rush their romance. It really felt like it was fleshed out. You really got to get to know their characters, because I know the first thing I was like, oh, all right, they're getting proposed. I don't know anything about these characters, but I guess I'm happy right now. But like in terms of their characters, I really felt like they gave them time to breathe and really develop that relationship. And I thought it was really done, executed really well.
I liked the friendship that she ended up forming with the guy that was initially hitting on her, because I feel like that's how it should be. Like, if you're all friends, like, yeah, maybe he found her attractive at first, but I think he ended up being respectful and almost like making fun of that little situation, and then he ended up helping him out and telling her where to find him. So that was cute.
I agree with you. I was actually gonna say that during the reaction, I didn't, but I really actually love the relationship between Imran and Lila. You can tell they're just the playful banter of just being friends, and like, how I thought you loved me, like just making fun of him, now you love my friend type of thing. I love the dynamic between those two. It was really good. And I mean, look, Imran is very charming. The whole locking of guys, again, don't take notes from Imran. If you enter a room with a woman, good for you, congrats. Don't lock the door without her permission. Let her either do that or let her tell you. Lock the door. Don't just do it on your own like that. That's not, I know it worked in this movie, and again, Imran is very charming. Don't do that, guys.
I will say though, I found it creepy when he first did it, but when he turned around like that, I immediately was like,
okay.
Was it weird? Yes, but if I had kind of liked that guy, I would have laughed. I would have been like, that's funny.
I mean, what he did after that was charming.
Yeah.
It's just, again, the whole idea of locking a door without permission to a woman you just met her. You just met. Like, again, if there's a relationship there and you guys have known each other for a while, totally different situation. I'm just talking about a beautiful woman you just met and you're in a room alone with her.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy is all I'm saying.
But he was very much that annoying friend that you still can't help but love.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, you heard at least me in the early portions of the reaction, especially after learning the backstory between Arjun and Imran, like how he had an affair with his girlfriend, and like that makes me like really hate someone. I mean,
I forgot about that for a second.
So the fact that you can get me to really like despise and hate a character, not hate, but just not be in a good place to like the character at least, and then like the arc we go through with the character and the arc that their relationship goes to, like by the time he really says I'm sorry, like I fully was like invested in their relationship and like I believe him, because I kept on thinking, at least in my own head, if I wasn't saying it out loud or being obvious, like I don't know if this is a forgivable offense. I mean, like time heals all and all that stuff, but that's a pretty big offense as a friend to do. I mean, that's really a big offense. Like,
but it's what you said. Like it felt like he really meant it at the end. And I'm not saying you should do that to your friends and then just apologize.
Yeah, no,
please don't.
Course, yeah.
But yeah, I liked their relationship and the development and how they were able to make peace.
And
how at the end of the day, it's kind of like what the main character said. What was his name as?
Arjun?
Yeah. He was like, she wasn't good for either of you anyway. Not saying that's a good excuse.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like they all ended up where they needed to be.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with I was really glad that they showed the wedding where because I thought Kabir and Natasha, like, oh, okay, I guess they ended up together. Is this their wedding? Oh, no, it's Arjun's wedding. But then they showed that she was with another guy. I'm like, okay, so look, he had the talk with her. He clearly went to London and kind of just expressed like how he was feeling. And then they ended up still being friends. And in the long run, like, yeah, it'll hurt in the moment, but now at least you both, get some peace and you get to live your lives the proper way. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, though. And also, too, I really love what Imran did where he called Laila and told her to come to where they were staying for Arjun. Like, I thought that was a great way, again, to get in the good. I mean, I'm not saying he did it for ulterior motives in terms of, I'm just going to call her so now I can get in your good. No, he genuinely meant to help his friend. And, he clearly, Arjun was missing her. And I thought that was a really sweet and nice thing to do on top of the apology, the real, true, sincere apology that he did give him. So, I mean, yeah, again, I really enjoyed this film, from the themes, the main characters, the romance we got between Laila and Arjun, even Imran and Nuria. I thought they were really cute together as well. I thought all three of them had really nice arcs. Like, and it's not easy to get three main characters to get arcs out of all three of them. That's not an easy thing for a screenwriter. So I thought this film executed from that perspective really well. I love the background music, all the locations we got, the cinematography. I mean, there were so many different components to this film that I really enjoyed, and I thought it was paced beautiful for a 2-hour and 30-minute film. It never felt like that once.
I was going to say that.
It was really well paced, and I was, in fact, even by then I was like, I want to keep going on more adventures with these guys. And also, I do want to say, too, from the first picture we got, at least that's what I said, and you kind of agreed with me, it really looked like we were going with a Hangover style. At least from the picture, it just reminded, and this came out 2 years right after the first Hangover film that came out in 2009. This was 2011. It just reminded me so much of like Alan, Stu, and Phil when they were in the Mercedes just driving on the highway. Just this shot really reminded me of that. I'm really glad this film didn't go that route, like on a bachelor party like them, and then just getting roofied up and so drunk that they forget everything.
It's like a healthy bachelor party, and they all like got to know themselves better and each other better. I'm like, I would not be upset if my fiance went on that bachelor trip.
Yeah, no.
I'd be upset maybe about like him not expressing why he's with these girls, for sure.
Yeah.
But they're all good guys.
Well, like I said, the one thing I hope Kabir learned from this trip and also his relationship with Natasha, I just hope he learns to communicate better with his next girlfriend or fiance or whoever his wife ends up being. Because again, he's a good guy. He's not a bad person by any means. He's ambitious. He lives his life to the fullest. But communication is a very big thing in a healthy relationship. You've got to be able to communicate. Otherwise, there's going to be major tension there. At least that's how it's always been, at least from my perspective, whether watching films or living in real life. So, and clearly he had some communication issues in this film. But do you have any final thoughts?
Love it. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh, Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to give it a score, but I would just say I'm with you. I truly love this film. And again, all the actors were phenomenal, but Hrithik Roshan, I hope I pronounced that right, he's fantastic. I mean, I also got to get on that man's workout regimen. He's just on another level. And again, I loved him in Laksh. I loved him in this. You can really tell that him and his, again, I've only seen those two films with him. I believe it's just those two, but he's clearly got so much range because this and Laksh are totally different films. That's a whole, that's a spoiled brat becoming, a war hero, whereas this is, a man like living this consumed life of being a workaholic and now learning to live and fall in love. So totally different films. But again, I just loved how this film showed his range. But what did you guys think of this film? And are there other films like this that you think we should react to? Because if you think there are, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear some suggestions, and we'll consider possibly reacting to them in the future. Also, if you don't want to miss out on any more reactions like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and smash the like button so you can let YouTube know that you are enjoying what you're watching. I'm Andrew Flash Gordon. This is
Carolina Sofia.
We'll see you guys next time.